Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for the acceptance of the agenda with the following amendments. Consent agenda items 8 through 10 and amend item 10. Change 9 to 10-year contract and change the amount to read $290,761.
Yeah, I have a motion by Councilman Bourassa, supported by Councilman Remick. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carried. Can I have acceptance of the minutes in the meetings held February 19, 2019 and dispense with the oral reading?
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Johnson, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? Motion carries. Oh, I'm sorry. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Okay, this brings us to the mayor's communication portion of the agenda. Mayor Shaw, do you have any communications?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We have a proclamation honoring the late Congressman John Dingle. Councilwoman Winton, I believe, is going to read the proclamation into the record. And of course, I'm probably going to say something you all know, but the Congressman was a great friend of the city of Taylor and a great partner that fought very hard for not only Taylor, but all of downriver, and he missed greatly. So with that, I will turn it over to Councilwoman Winton.
Thank you. Very honored to read this. Proclamation honoring the memory of Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr. Whereas Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr. was born on July 8, 1926 to Grayson John Dingle, Sr., Colorado Springs, Colorado, before the Dingle family returned to Michigan in 1932, and whereas Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr. began his lifetime of public service career as a teenager in the U.S. House of Representatives Page program beginning in 1938 and was on the House floor on December 8, 1941 when President Franklin D. Roosevelt delivered his Day of Infamy speech following the Pearl Harbor attack, and whereas Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr., at the height of World War II in 1944 at the age of 18, joined the U.S. to assist the global fight against fascism, and whereas Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr. was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1955 after the passing of his father, and was then re-elected 29 times, thereby representing the residents of Michigan in Congress for nearly 60 years, holding the distinction of the longest-serving member in Congress, and as one of the final World War II veterans to serve in Congress, and whereas Congressman John Dingle, Jr. passed away on February 7, 2019 at the age of 92, therefore be it hereby proclaimed that I, Mayor Rick Sellers, on behalf of the City Council and the residents of Taylor, Michigan, on this 5th day of March 2019, wishes to extend our gratitude and honor to the family of the late Congressman John D. Dingle, Jr. for his tireless work and steadfast work ethic in our community.
Mr. Chairman, Congresswoman Dingle is unable to make it tonight. She is in Washington, D.C., so she sends her best, and we'll make sure that she gets the official document on behalf of all the elected officials.
Thank you, Mayor. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, this brings us to the regular part of the agenda. At this time, we're on agenda item number 6. Can I have a motion to approve opening public meeting regarding potential vacancy and elective office pertaining to the city treasurer and providing city treasurer due process?
Motion to approve opening.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Bourassa, supported by Councilman Johnson. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Okay, we are now opening that. I'm going to start out by reading a statement. Pursuant to the City Charter, Section 4.3, a vacancy shall be deemed to exist in any elective office when such officer fails to perform the duties of his or her office for a period of 90 days. An affidavit was filed with the clerk on February 22, 2019, alleging that Treasurer Ed Bourassa has failed to perform the duties of his office. The filed affidavit outlines with including specific dates that the treasurer has failed to perform the duties of his office. The clerk on February 22nd was served this affidavit and letter informing Mr. Bourassa that a March 5th public hearing is scheduled to address the affidavit and that the treasurer would have an opportunity to be heard and to defend himself. Mike Regan, process server with Relentless Court Services, Inc., confirmed in writing that Mr. Bourassa was served the clerk's letter and the affidavit on February 22, 2019. The clerk has taken all measures to properly call and notice this public meeting to address the treasurer's alleged failure to perform the duties of his office. On February 27, 2019, the city's corporation counsel reached out to Mr. Boursas's counsel to discuss the procedures that parties would employ to assure that Mr. Bourassa was given every opportunity to be heard and to defend himself. On March 4, 2012, Mr. Boursas's counsel provided corporation counsel. On March 4, 2019, Mr. Boursas's counsel provided corporation counsel written suggestions he would like to employ to ensure a fair hearing for his client. Corporation counsel shared with counsel these written suggestions. Accordingly, to ensure a fair hearing and provide Mr. Bourassa due process, the city is hiring special counsel to preside over the hearings to determine if there is a vacancy in elected office pursuant to the City Charter, Section 4.3, and Home Rule Cities Act, and the Home Rule Cities Act. At these hearings, Mr. Bourassa will be afforded the opportunity to be heard and defend himself pursuant to City Charter and the Home Rule Cities Act, including the right to call witnesses and cross-examine witnesses and any other procedures special counsel deems appropriate to ensure Mr. Bourassa has the opportunity to be heard and to defend himself. Special counsel will set the procedures in order for the hearings and respond to issues as well as address objections that may arise. Special counsel will preside over and conduct the hearings in a quasi-judicial fashion. At the conclusion of the hearings, the City Council will determine pursuant to City Charter Section 4.3 if a vacancy in the elected office of the City Treasurer is deemed to exist. To that end, Corporation Counsel and Counsel for Mr. Bourassa will work with the Special Counsel to address pre-hearing matters and set dates for the public meetings/hearings. Counsel wishes to provide Mr. Bourassa a fair hearing pursuant to the above outlined procedures. If Mr. Bourassa or his counsel would like to make a statement, we will entertain such statements at this time. If not, any comments from my apology.
Good evening. I'm Michael Pitt. I am the attorney for Mr. Bourassa, and I really do appreciate that the council has responded to my objections and my concerns. For the record, my written communication was in the area of objections. In particular, we are objecting to this council hearing this matter. We believe that the jurisdiction over the removal of a elected official for the city of Taylor, and that's what is intended by this action, is governed by Michigan Statute 168.327, which authorizes the governor and not this body to make the decision as to whether an elected official of this city should be removed. Moreover, the city council should recuse themselves from this proceeding because the majority of the council are defendants in a federal lawsuit that has been filed by Mr. Bourassa, primarily because of the deprivation of compensation that occurred on December 18, when this council decided on its own, without any due process, to my client to withdraw his salary. For the record, Mr. Bourassa has continued to perform his duties as treasurer, and he will continue to do so until he is removed or he resigns. I would suggest that this council consider reinstating his compensation